actually in the red live. All right. What's up, everybody? On today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast, we bring on Dan, the mayor from the Starting Five podcast, representing those East Coast Eagles.
Yes,
that,
indeed.
some Black History Month craziness, and more on today's episode of the hashtag Blackout podcast. Pew, 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 pew. All right, here we go. What's up? Welcome back, and welcome back again to episode 242 of the hashtag Blackout podcast. I am Jared, aka Jalapeno J.
And I'm just Jay. No AKA, no jalapeno for me.
Oh, man. And we are joined by Dan, the mayor from the Starting Five podcast. What's up, Dan?
Why is it so spicy? What's good, everybody? It's your boy, the mayor, that DJ named Ace5. Your mom's favorite fat guy from a bright and sunny Deepest Darkest Africa today. I had to say that. Why is it so spicy? Because of the jalapeno J. And I say that to my kids all the time. Like, we say that all the time. We just take a sip of water, like, why is it so spicy?
That's funny. That's funny. Man, that's hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's funny because that AKA came from the Don't Judge Me podcast. They call me Jalapeno J because I don't know, because I'm a black guy in Utah that likes to cook food. I guess I'm not sure. I can't remember why, but I keep it. It's all good.
You bring the heat to the cold weather state.
Pretty much. I bring the spice because there's only like one other person here who knows how to cook. At least I trust their seasoning. So I'm
literally bring the seasoning to all the food in the state.
Yes, indeed. There's no more salt and pepper when they come to me. So
that's it.
Anyway, but hey, y'all, here we go. First of all, happy Black History Month. If you celebrate that out there, if you don't, sorry, happy Black History Month anyway. And I have a question of the day. So I was getting coffee earlier, and I don't know why I associated Black History Month with coffee shops. But I was thinking, I was like, what would be your Black History Month historical figure coffee flavor? And I'm going to tell you mine while y'all think about yours. So first of all, I would do Harriet Tubman, the Underground Railroad, right? And I guess I would say maybe historical figure and then the theme of what, it would be, right? So my coffee would be the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad matcha mocha latte. And let me break it down for you. So
I would say that's doing too much.
Yeah,
Please break it down. That's doing way too much.
Think about this though. Okay, here we go. So we got the latte, right? And on top of the latte is the foam, but on top of that foam is the green because that's the grass on the surface, right? And then down below at the bottom of the cup, you got a thick, you pour like a thick thing of like chocolate syrup at the bottom because that's underground. So you're going down below the matcha, below the grass, underground in the railroad, going to freedom.
You had a lot of time to think about this, bro.
And let me guess, the chocolate is hiding under the layer of white.
Yes,
brother.
Yes. Hiding under the layer of white. And on your way to freedom, because eventually you're gonna drink it, and then it'll be free from the bottom of the cup. So there you go.
Gotcha.
So I mean, there's so many historical figures: Frederick Douglass, CJ,
Madam CJ Walker.
Madam CJ Walker. Dang, I almost call it Marian Anderson. Alvin Ailey, MLK, Rosa, Jay-Z. There's so many black figures you could pick from.
Give me a peanut butter flavored George Washington Carver, something or another. Maybe
okay.
It's peanut butter flavored George Washington Carver. Medium
So
size.
we're going underground to something that grows from the ground.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Wow, I like that.
Yeah. Well, mine is simple because I like to freestyle off the top of the dome. And since it's Black History Month, I'm going with the Dead Mike from CB4. Straight black coffee.
Ooh.
Now sing it with me. Sing it with me, y'all. Ready? I'm black, y'all, and I'm black,
black,
y'all,
y'all.
and I'm blackity black,
Blackity
and I'm
black,
black, y'all. I'm
I'm
black,
bliggity.
y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blackity black, and I. Yeah, I'll
Black,
stop right there because I could do the whole
that's
thing.
funny. That's
Yeah, that's it.
hilarious. Okay,
Straight up like
straight
That's
that.
funny.
black
No
coffee.
underground railroad, no white foam, no cream, no suffering, no nuts, none of
Oh man,
that.
he said no suffering.
No suffering and no nuts.
I
All
don't even.
right.
Nah, I'm not even a fan of coffee, but that's as simple as it gets. The dead
Oh,
Mike, I'm bliggity black, blacker than black coffee.
Wow.
That's what it's called.
that's great. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's good, man. Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't know why I was getting coffee earlier and I was thinking about that. I was like, man, Starbucks should come out with a Black History Month coffee. And then I
No,
was like,
please
maybe
don't.
not
No,
Starbucks.
No.
you wanna? That's Jay. That's fucking. That is literally Target and the Black History Month ice cream and the t-shirts.
Mm.
And the,
That.
might as well put a monk. Might as well put that little head thing back in the hanger with the monkey t-shirt again. Like, come on now.
No, we don't want to go backwards. We don't want to go that far back.
Not at all.
Yeah, no, but seriously, I was sort of mad I couldn't go and try the Black History Month ice cream from Walmart. I was so sad because as soon as I saw that story, Jay sent me that story. I was like, I need to go to Walmart and try it. And then next thing you know, they already had stopped selling it. So I was mad because I wanted to see what it tastes like. Because I was like, do they really think black people like red velvet ice cream?
Yes,
man.
we probably will.
We probably will.
Since we on food real quick, and I don't know if you were getting into your news stories or if this was one of them, but did y'all hear about, I forgot what state it was in, the school that accidentally on February 1st had chicken and waffles with a side of watermelon.
Yes. Yeah, we actually I saw that last night and sent it to Jay. I think that said New York. So I don't know where in
I don't
New
think
York.
it's in New York. I don't think it was in New York. But yeah, if y'all have it, y'all can say it. But yeah, it's just the irony of they knew what the hell they was doing.
Oh, they did. It said, let's see here.
Rockland County, just outside
Oh,
of New
okay,
York
that
City.
is upstate. That's upstate.
Wow.
Yeah, Rockland. Okay.
Wow. Yeah, they knew exactly what they was doing, man. That's crazy. I don't know. Am I shocked? No, I'm not shocked by anything anymore, unfortunately. Am I surprised that they did it there in this time? Yes and no. I guess you would think, from people who don't live in New York, you would think that New York is probably a more progressive state. So people may not do some stupid stuff like that. But there's always those outlying areas where there's people who do some wild stuff. So.
Well, New York, when you go upstate, is predominantly red. But because the concentration of people in the state of New York are within the 5 boroughs in Westchester County, we always run blue.
Yeah,
we always run blue. And but once you go upstate, yo, the necks get red and red and red like if they were from South Carolina.
Wow,
for real.
That's wild.
For real.
That's crazy.
And then it's like if you go to concentrated spots, like we're all familiar with the Griselda team, the Benny and West Side and them. So parts of Buffalo, to what I've heard, I've never been, very bliggity black. Parts of Albany, Poughkeepsie, Rochester is there's a lot of spots like that, like Newburgh. I believe there's little spot pockets of like heavily black populated areas, things like shit. My brother actually lives upstate New York. He's about almost an hour, 40-minute, 2-hour drive from me in Staten Island now. But he's not in like a heavily black neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Not black area, but there's sprinkles here and there. But the further pockets you get into, little spots here and there, upstate New York, you would think you was in North Alabama or something.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And it's more the thinking, not the look of the place. Like it don't look run down, slave infested. It don't look formerly slave infested. Not to say it like that, but I'm saying it like that. But
it's true.
Yeah. No, upstate New York is very red and parts very racist.
Wow, that's wild. But I mean, you're sort of right about the the look and feel of Alabama. Like there's places in Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Georgia,
Louisiana,
and Florida. Yeah, Louisiana, Tennessee, all those Southern Belt states. There's places in there that look like they're still about 80 years ago. They have not come into the present. It is sad, but it is what it. I mean, I don't know.
That's them places that still got dial-up.
Yeah, they
And
probably do.
And only dial up on 56K modems, right?
AOL is still sending them those free internet for a month discs from back in the day.
They're still getting the little black kid on the People PC commercials on TV.
Like, oh, they got a black kid on TV,
right? Look at this little nigger.
He said People PC. That's wild, man. That's wild. Wow, that's crazy. Well, yeah. Hey, I don't know. I did see that story. I was surprised. I mean, there's a difference if you're doing it to celebrate the culture or the day, to give like some reverence to it. You know what I'm trying to say? There's a total different, vibe when they decide to serve that food to the kids. Because a lot of these kids may not, just truly grasp the, racist undertones of that. And it seems like that is the way that they played it and they served it out like that. So that for me is pitiful. It makes me sad, especially being in the food business. It makes me sad, especially trying to give, I don't know. It's just kids and food are two things that are like hot buttons for me. And combining them together and doing them like that, that's just wrong. So hopefully they find out who was the one who made the call, and they get disciplined properly for it. But
we're in the era where everything has a racial undertone. Shit, me sitting under this heater right now, there's somebody probably calling me freaking
that's racist.
Like this ignorant Negro. But I mean, hey. We like chicken and watermelon and waffles, so I'm not mad at it. I ain't mad at it, but it's the school quality stuff. So that watermelon probably ain't fresh. It probably got that little day old slime over it. The waffles were freshly microwaved in the morning, and
the Eggos,
and the chicken tastes like wood.
That's facts, man. That's facts. It probably is. That will probably not be a fond school memory of lunch for these kids.
I do miss a good chicken patty, though. I do miss a good chicken patty. We used to get chicken patties and a tray of pickles back in high school.
Man, that's what I'm talking about.
So was it a kid that called out that menu item, or was it like a grown up that said something about it?
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah. I wouldn't doubt it if it was a woke ass kid who did it. Or maybe it's the one black teacher. Who knows?
Or is the black ally white teacher? One of those three. It was one of those three.
Yeah.
It was
the one that smells like patchouli oil and got one lock.
Yeah. Yes.
With a feet out. With a feet out.
With a feet out. Yep.
It's that one. Oh man, that's wild. No, the other wild story with food and schools that I saw this week, it might have also been in New York, but maybe it was somewhere where there was
Chicago.
Chicago. Is it Chicago with the chicken? Yeah. Yeah. So there was a I guess it was sort of like the school food official, whoever that was, like the food director at this school, starting in 2020, was stealing chicken wings, and not just a few chicken wings. These are thousands and thousands of boxes of chicken wings, estimated like more than $1 million of chicken wings. And so from 2020, not long after the pandemic started, up until like sometime, I think like a year and that, like maybe like into 2021, 2022, she was ordering, an exorbitant amount of chicken wings. She would go to the distribution center for the food in the school truck and pick up all these chicken wings, and just apparently she would leave them in the back of the truck and never bring them into the school. And basically she would write it off as a big order from the school for chicken wings. And she would just keep doing that. So she kept doing it over and over and over again. And the only time they found out was, I guess they had an auditor, just sort of checking the school's budget. And it was like halfway through the school year. And they're like, hold on a second. This school has already spent, almost the whole school budget for food for the entire school district, right?
That's why.
Yeah, she was a school district food director. So then what happened was they went to the supplier, and the supplier had this lady on camera showing up in the school, cargo van, signing off for chicken wings on like a tablet, and then them loading them up. And then they would see her show up to the school and just never drop them off inside of any school. I don't know how you a black person and go steal chicken wings and not cook them.
Yo, first off, isn't this not like, this isn't the first time that this happened in Chicago,
so.
right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because this happened a few years back where they was talking like people stole like $25,000 worth of chicken and things like that. And the irony of all of this coming down, knowing damn well Super Bowl Sunday is in another week. So she need that chicken wing. She got a big ass party to.
Yep. She got a party. She gonna be selling them wings, man.
I was just mad because I was like the fact that she got all them chicken wings and they just vanished or they never brought them into the school. Did she sell, like, is there a chicken wing black market that we don't know about? Did she have like a pop-up business, or did she have a family member who sold chicken wings and she gave them to him? I don't know what it is. I'm just trying to figure out how you could steal $1 million+ in chicken wings and them just go disappearing.
I think that's exactly what it was, man. I think that's exactly what it was. Somebody had a business, and that's free. That's free money right there.
Yeah, that sounds like Sunday dinners. Yep. Come get your 4 wings and your piece of bread.
Yeah, get your plate lunch. Yeah. Yep.
See, that makes sense. But I don't know, man. It's just, for me, it's wild. I just don't. I don't get it, man. For me, like I said, food and stuff to deal with kids is some hot buttons. So if you wasting food, that makes me mad, man. That makes me mad. Yeah, but that was a wild story. Oh, wow. Anyway, so let's see here. So do we want to get into Dan's list? Because I think that list is great. Or we can do the voicemail. We got like 2 voicemails. We can do either one.
Yeah, whichever one you want to do, bro.
Your choice is your show.
Let's go. Let me see. Oh, you know what? We got 2 voicemails from Jay Del Negro. So we'll listen to them. So Jay, why don't you go ahead and tell the people how they can leave us a voicemail, then I'll play them, and then we'll get into Dan's thing after that.
All right, people, 3853-BLAKPC or 3853-252572 is what you could give us a little call and let us know what's on your Black History coffee menu. And, let us know what you do with $1 million in chicken wings.
Man, if only, bro. It would be over. I'd have a restaurant in a heartbeat. All right, here we go. First
that's
voicemail.
Not the reparations we asked for.
No, that's not it. That ain't it. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen, it's Jay Del Negro, and he is blacking in on the hashtag Blackout podcast. And if Jay Del Negro had to give up a sense, the sense he would give up is taste. Because at this stage of my life, I can just carry on eating, drinking, and participating in things I already know about. I don't need new taste in my mouth. But if that was in...
Uh-oh. I think his voicemail cut off, so he left in second one. So just think about this, Dan, for after the voicemails. Last week in the show, I asked Jay if he could give up one, of the 5 senses right now, what would he give up? So Jay Del Negro was responding to that. He said taste, but he got cut off. So here's the second half. 3, 2, 1, and loading. Google. Okay, here we go.
Well, apparently your voicemail system was hating on the haterator, so we're going to go back to that. The haterator would give people a problem of their senses being flip-flopped. So if you were watching a video and someone got hurt, your sense of touch would feel that pain. Or if you smell something repulsive, you would immediately taste it. Or if you would hear something, and I don't know how the haterator will flip to hear. Maybe you would just feel the rumble when you're coming. You would feel that as well. But the haterator would flip and mix and match all the senses because he wants to inconvenience people. But J Down Negro, he would get rid of taste because, I can deal without it at this point. I was blacking in, now I'm blacking out. Enjoy yourself, fellas. Love the show as always. Nigel turns his wave cap around to say hello.
All right. Thank you, J. Del Negro from the Don't Judge Me podcast. And yeah, he became the Haterator, his supervillain alter ego at the end of that. And
I'm familiar. That's the mild inconveniencer.
Yes, there you go. Mildly inconvenient. And he said, yeah, he would basically flip everyone's senses around to be a different sense. So yeah, Dan, if you could just give up a sense of your 5: taste, touch, smell, hearing, and vision, which one would it be?
When I listened to last week's show, because y'all released it on Thursday, so I think I listened to it Friday, and I thought I immediately said smell, because one, funky people, you would, especially if the person's got a great personality, but they stink and you don't want to be around them. Like it's not a big, it wouldn't be a big deal anymore. But then as you think about it, if you lose smell, taste kind of goes with it, because the two do kind of correlate. So, I mean, it depends. It's either smell or taste, because you know what? I will ride with taste. I made my decision now. The day of, I said smell, but today would be taste, because I could eat healthier.
Yep.
That's what I was thinking. I could eat like a vegan who just would graze on grass. Like, shout out to my sister who used to be one. We used to always say, "Oh, your lunch and your dinner's outside right now." But but it would be easier to ingest things that I hate, like beans, mushrooms, anything healthy. It wouldn't matter, because you could just ingest it, and you just end up smelling it on the other end. And like, damn, I could not think. I never thought that my body could produce such a foulness. But hey, I lost all this weight just by eating it, and it don't matter what I eat.
That's funny.
You know how much money you could make? Like, I bet you $1,000 right now if I reached in the back of this garbage truck, y'all know where I work, and ate this, and they'd be like, hell no, okay, we got it. You won't do it.
You do you.
It's over. It's over.
That's
now you
funny.
might die because you don't know what's on it, but hey,
most likely
you didn't taste it. You didn't taste it, and you could go peacefully.
That's funny. Okay, I feel that, man. I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
It's like a fear factor situation.
Word.
That's funny.
I wouldn't say touch, because one, sexy time wouldn't be the same.
That's true.
I want to know if there's a spider crawling on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. I hate spiders, but I'm fascinated. That's another topic for another day. I'll stop.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Wow. All right, that's cool. Well, hey, I respect that. That. All right, cool, man. Thank you for that. Thank you, J. Del Negro, for the call. We definitely appreciate that. And yeah, we will get into this. We'll get into this to this list that you gave us of movies, which is hilarious. Let me go ahead and share the screen, and then we'll get into it. And so, Dan,
while you do that, I'll break it down.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yo, come on, man. I do this. I already knew where we was going. So I came up with this idea like back in like the beginning of January, middle of January. And I almost gave this idea away. Like, I was about to give it to a friend of mine of another podcast, but I'm not going to say who and what, because I didn't tell him that I was thinking about giving him this. And I was like, nah, this is content for us. And I just said, you know what? We always show love each and every Black History Month or something. Let's do something funnier instead. Ooh. And so I told the team, shouts out to TJ, Jamal, Big O. JP didn't add in on this because he always been coming in late recently.
Okay.
So it was the four of us to do a 32 movie tournament. And this is the perfect way to set up into March, which is obviously March Madness and all that. But I said, instead of doing, talk about the best. Let's bring up a list of the worst movies, or what some people perceive as some of the worst movies. And if you could read, because I can't read it from here, if you could read off the list,
Let me see.
these are who we picked. Now I will give you who picked what division. So Jared, Jamal is the Tyler Perry division, and he picked.
So Jamal in the Tyler Perry division, we have Boo a Medea Halloween versus Living Large, and Boo Medea Halloween is the first what you call it, like
don't worry about the seeding numbers.
All right, cool.
I put them random.
All right, that's cool. And then we have Radio versus Precious. And then the next bracket, we have Leonard Part 6 versus Trippin'. And then we have House Party from 2023 versus Man in the Mirror. So that's the Tyler Perry division.
And now the Robert Townsend division is from TJ.
All right. So the Robert Townsend division, we have Adventures of Pluto Nash. Yeah. Versus Little Man.
Ooh. We
have Media Man versus Joanna Man.
Come on, man.
We have Kazam versus Norbit. I had a friend that we used to go to church with. We call him Norbit because he looked like Norbit so bad. We got Blank Man versus Ghost Dad.
Ooh.
See now, now to stop you right there. The problem with this is, again, each division was picked separately, and so what we did was I told everybody pick 10 movies. So if there's anything that overlaps each other, like if we both pick the same thing, we eliminate, pull out, so we can whittle it down till we got 8 each. And a bunch of these movies are movies that, like, I can say for myself, I actually like these joints.
Yeah.
And some of them are quote unquote hood classics. But we left it upon each other to kind of say what's the worst. And in my bracket, the Rudy Ray Moore bracket, I hated that I put down some of these, but I can explain why I put some of these. And go ahead with the Rudy Ray.
Yeah, let's go ahead and read through them. So the Rudy Ray Moore bracket, we got I Got the Hookup versus House Party 4. 3 Strikes versus Disco Godfather. We have Baps versus Tales from the Hood. We have Fat Beach versus Petey Wheatstraw.
Long time ago.
Man.
Now, I like the Rudy Ray Moore movies. I used to have the box set of Dolomite, Disco Godfather 1 and 2, and Petey Wheatstraw. But I added them because there was always some type of gaffe or something funny or something that was just off in Rudy Ray Moore's black exploitation movies, especially like within Dolomite, which is in the Harpo division, I believe. You've seen Boom Mike Poles and all of that, but I love them joints. And
That's
then
wild.
You think about I think I Got the Hookup as 3 Strikes. Brian Hooks, the legend of himself, could have dominated a whole division of his own. Like somebody could have picked 8 Brian Hooks movies to represent some of the bad. But there's there's a bunch of these movies that I like, which Big O in the Harpo division, he put one movie in there that I was trying to refuse to put in this tournament, but I had to let it in. And I'll let y'all take a guess on what movie that was.
All right, we'll take a guess. Here we go. The Harpo division. Vampire in Brooklyn versus Killer Season. Woo versus Bowfinger. State Property 2 versus Pootie Tang. And the Great White Hype. The Great White Hype versus Dolomite. Dang. So let's see.
Motherfucking Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang, that's the one?
Pootie Tang is the movie that should not be in this tournament, but I had to let it slide because it was his picks. I had to let it slide because it was his picks.
Oh, wait, did it disappear? My bad.
Yeah, it's all good. But I had to let it slide because he didn't pick enough. And Killer Season was a late addition that we did live on the show last week. because I reminded him he picked 7, and this man was dead adamant on having Pootie Tang on the list. But Pootie Tang is absolute greatness. So I'm gonna make sure.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure it gets a first round exit because we are not shaming this movie.
Sadate on a tippy tie.
Pootie don't need no words. Pootie don't need no music. I'm telling you.
That's funny. You know what? I gotta say, I love Pootie Tang between, in that scenario as well. Just because I remember my dad used to love that movie. My dad, I don't know if my dad personally, if he really thoroughly enjoyed a movie that he saw at the theater, he would go and buy the DVD or the VHS as soon as it came out. So Pootie Tang was one of them movies, and you'd always hear him quote it. So a lot of time when I go visit him, it would, for some reason, it would be on a Saturday or something like that. If I was going to visit them in Houston, he would say "Sadate on a tippy tie."
And that's the
like
fun
the first
thing.
time you see me. So
that's the fun thing about like Pootie Tang. Like I know the accuracy of the line, so I be wanting to correct people. But when people say it's like Sadate on a tippy tie, it's like I know he didn't say that, but it doesn't matter. Like it don't matter. It don't matter.
It doesn't.
Because like he said because it's a fuck it. He said because it's a Kama shy, you dig? Like he was saying stuff like that. And it was like, and it made no sense, but it made sense. Like it was just one of them things that's like, all right, for people who don't know Spanish, like myself, though I know a couple words here and there, and you could follow along in a conversation by, when you could pick up a couple words, and it's like, okay, I know what you're talking about. I might not know what you're saying, but I know what you're talking about.
Right.
Pootie Tang does the same thing for me. I know exactly what you're talking about without saying a damn thing. No, like, and like you said, funny. I rented that movie. I immediately went to buy that joint on VHS when it came out. And then I think I had it on. And then I think I had it on DVD later. On DVD, but I know I had it on VHS.
Wow!
Come on now, that was a Chris Rock masterpiece.
It was.
Sorry, Dirty D. Dirty D. Man. They made him take a bath. They forced Dirty D to take a bath.
I mean, there's some movies like that you just, I don't know. You just they would just always hold a special place in your heart, regardless.
Oh yeah,
and that's one of them movies. So do you want to break down these movies, break down these brackets? What do we want to do? We want to pick?
Well, that was the no. Y'all could do what you want with it. I'm just This is a reveal of what's to come. 1:00 Eastern for anybody watching here live. And like I said, y'all can come on the show, be a part of the show with us this week. If you don't come on the show, at least be in the comments and get your votes in.
Yeah.
For what y'all think is the worst.
This
like
is
a lot
for the worst. Wow.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, Blank Man is my I had my kids watch that a couple weeks ago. That's gonna be that's my favorite.
Yeah, I know you love it.
I love Blank Man. Even though it's bad, I love Blank Man.
Yeah.
So do I. J5, what's happening to me? Come on.
Oh man.
I love Blank Man. Joanna Man was funny as hell.
Joanna Man.
Great White Hype. I like that movie because it was stupid funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a stupid to see a fat Damon Wayans with the fat stomach, but then goes and you think he's gonna lose the fight, but I was like, nah, we knew what the outcome was. Dolomite was hard to see on this list also because that's just come on, Hamburger Pimp. Hamburger Pimp and all that. Like, now, it's me, man. It's me.
I'm mad at y'all. I'm mad at y'all for adding Vampire in Brooklyn and Tales from the Hood.
Hey, I love both of them. I added
movies.
Tales from the Hood.
Yeah, you added Tales from the Hood. I think O added Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn. I could get why it's on here because Eddie is the movie legend, but he made some garbage sometimes.
Yeah,
but
he did.
But Tales from the Hood, though it was a hood classic,
mm-hmm.
the Niglets.
Did you see part 2? Did you see
No.
part 2?
No, I don't think I did.
There was a return of the Niglets.
Oh.
I didn't see that one either. I didn't see that one either. That's
That one was
wild.
bad. That one should have been on the list.
Yeah.
If I'd have seen it, I would definitely have represented for that one. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of hard. But it was like, it's a mix of like good classics,
of course.
But some people perceive some of these movies as terrible. Like that's really it. But like I said, we could have had a full Medea division. We could have had a full Brian Hooks division, a full Eddie Murphy division, and then everything else is random. Like that's how detailed this could have been. We had to show love to a little bit of everybody.
Yeah, you could like you said, you could pick specific actors or like you said, directors, whatever, and have. I mean, you could have just a full bracket, like so many movies from a lot of. But I don't know, man. I gotta say, for me personally, looking at all these movies, I think my final two would probably be Radio versus Baps. I think that's me. Because both of them movies set us back a long way. I know they're underdogs based on these bracket rankings, but they set us back. They set us way back. And I'm sorry.
And all I can picture right now thinking Radio is Cuba Gooding's teeth holding up the radio and holding the I tried to do the face. I couldn't even look at the camera, but
I can't do it, man. I can't do it. It made me so sad, man. It made me so sad for Cuba, man. Cuba, you could have done a bracket with just Cuba Gooding Jr. movie.
Yeah, you could have.
I mean, I'm trying to think. I can't even remember. Like what? Maybe it was. Maybe like I don't even know if you call his last best performance was Rat Race, and then it was down after that. Or maybe before that, I don't remember. Maybe Rat Race, he was trying to get back from all the Snow Dogs or what all the other random movies that he decided to do. It's sad when a lot of these actors who don't start in like kid and family movies decide to start doing kid and family movies. And I don't know if I've seen one of them that has ever been good. That they decided to go from like action or like hardcore comedy or something like that and then go into like The Pacifier. I'm trying to say
on the Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah.
Those were funny, like him and Danny DeVito.
Yeah. Twins. Didn't he do The Babysitter? I think so. Those were okay, but I don't know. Anything since Arnold has been bad. Anything that Vin Diesel did, Cuba, The Rock, Eddie Murphy, like a lot of them just did some horrible stuff after that. So I don't know. They should have just stayed in the lane they started in, I believe.
Nah, but you know what? You gotta I can't go with that 100% because you gotta grow.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta be allowed to grow. You gotta be allowed to expand and at least attempt to show range.
Yeah, I respect that.
You think about The Rock. Yeah. You want to try to show them, like we say, The Rock started off as the Mummy or whatever, right? The Mummy Returns and all that, but then immediately went to the children's lane, and then The Rock feels like The Rock in everything, right?
Yeah. The Rock. I don't know, man. I guess this is the thing. Yeah, you definitely do need to test the waters and see if you can show that range. There's some people who are outliers. I think The Rock, with his talent and then really just his screen presence, is I think he's an outlier. I think he could pretty much do anything, right? There's just some people that it seemed like they kept trying. They tried once, didn't work out. They tried again, and that's fine. Hey, they're getting a check. You know what I'm trying to say? In this day and age, they're getting a check, so it's fine. But I don't know. Some of them, I'm just like, y'all should have kept that.
As they say, the best actor is a working one, right? You can't be mad at it.
Is a fact.
It's true.
That's a fact.
That's why.
What do you think?
That's why there is no Brian Hooks division, because as much crap as that man made, that man stayed working.
Yeah, stay working.
That's right.
Stay working. Wow. So are y'all, after y'all get through these bad black movies, are y'all gonna do one with best black movies? Because that would be a tough one.
That would be a tough one. I'm thinking maybe like just the straight hood classics.
Mm-hmm.
So I like not. I don't. I don't want to sit there and talk about quote unquote perfection, masterpieces, and there's no fun in that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk.
Yeah.
I want to talk junk. I want to just crack jokes and it's not bashing. It's still showing love.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying? It's
right,
still
Mm-hmm.
right.
showing love. But
That's
I
true.
like the having fun aspect instead of just this masterpiece was James Earl Jones and
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
documentary like voice and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. Yeah, man. I mean, hey, maybe after this, you'll you'll inspire somebody to go watch I Got the Hookup, with Master
Hey,
P.
That's
that's
great.
and that's on them. You do that
Yeah,
with your own
yeah,
caution, because
Mm-hmm.
yeah, talk
yeah.
about a movie about we boosted some cell phones and these cell phones don't work. Come
Yeah.
on now,
That's Jay's
you know.
people right there, man. That's them
Hey, man.
Louisiana boys.
Hey, bro. That's what we do.
Hey,
And if you really want to go back into the P catalog, should have just
Mm.
threw in "I'm About It"
I'm about
and "The
it.
Last Dime."
there was almost a Master P division. There really was. It really. Peace that I love Percy Miller, man. We all love Master P to a point,
Mm.
but yeah. She rest in peace to AJ Johnson or AJ Jabor, whatever his
Yeah,
name. It was AJ
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Johnson, right?
AJ
You
Johnson.
know,
Yeah,
but yeah, there could have been a whole Master P division for sure.
Wow.
I tried to even see if there was some Cash Money joints, but Cash Money didn't really have not much out there like that.
yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
They did
no,
did they? No.
not. They only had like one movie, but it was like I forgot what it's called. Baller blocking. Yeah, baller
Yeah, yep.
I
blocking.
remember that. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Master P, he basically wanted world domination. He wanted to take over every industry possible, which he's successful in pretty much every industry he decided to go into. So that's
Son
dope for
got
him.
right. He got instant rice. He got ramen now. Like
Yeah, he sure does.
Mignani shoes. I don't know who's buying them, but hey, you can't,
Nobody.
you can't, you
Somebody
can't.
might be.
Hey, you can't hate because he's making it happen.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah. Big shout outs to him. All right, that's cool. That's a dope tournament list. Jay,
Yeah.
if it came down to your final two, who you picking?
Ooh, let me see.
Yeah, let me see.
The worst two. Uh, man, that's a tough one.
These are funny, man.
Sheesh.
Yeah, this wasn't meant to be easy.
It is not. It really isn't.
There's a lot of bad movies here. So
And there's a lot that I really enjoy that are like guilty pleasures, man.
mm-hmm.
Exactly, exactly. That's what
That's how I
makes
know
this
it'd
so
be
hard.
hard for you.
So, oh boy, Bap, shucks, Baps. Yeah, dude. Let's just go Kazam against Baps.
Oh,
Mm,
oh,
that
that's a
seems solid.
that's a stinky combo. I don't like it. I don't like either one of them. They're both bad. And I met Shaq before, stood there, took a picture with him, talked to him, watch him DJ, all that stuff. And yeah, no, Kazam is terrible.
Yeah, Shaq. That's even if it's one time, man. Like that's a life goal person I want to meet. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I love Shaq from the beginning of his career till now, man. To watch that man do what he's done just over his lifespan. I mean, even with the if you want to perceive him playing cop in some of these states as like a misstep, like, but even in
Mm-hmm.
those cases, like he never really did wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He never really did
Yeah.
wrong with stuff like that. And just the dude is he's just always on his game, man. He's always on
Mm-hmm.
point. And for some reason, back in the day, Big Apple games was like a summer like thing we used to go to. People used to call me Shaq when playing basketball, but
Really, yeah.
at 5'10", 5'11", bigger than everybody else, and ripping down boards the way I did, it was like, okay, I got it. But yeah, that's a life goal of just, even if it's just one time, just to shake his hand and say, yo, thank you for everything. Thank you for the years of entertainment. Thank you for the bad shoes, all that. Kazan, Shaq Fu, like I take the
Shaq
whole
Fu.
package. Pause.
Yeah,
You
for
know.
sure. Yeah, no, I'll tell you what, man. Yeah, Shaq was dope. It was cool to meet him. Actually, I was at CES a few years ago. Maybe it was like CES 2019, I believe, in Vegas. And I was just out with a couple of coworkers. We were like having some late night food and drinks after the trade show, after we got out of the booth that day. And we're at this restaurant called Alexa's. It's on the Strip. It's a great little.
That's what we call the strip club. Late night food and drinks.
No, it was actually a restaurant. For real. No, but we're sitting there in the bar area having some food and drinks, and then this huge. I mean, everybody starts to buzz, people looking, and I was like, I look like this, and I look like this. It was like, oh, that's Shaq. So went over, talked to him. Dude was really nice. Took a picture with us, and when he's 7 foot, whatever. And like when you think about that and visualize it, if you're not around a bunch of like 6'10" people all the time or 7-footers, you don't always grasp that concept. And I hadn't been in a while, even though Jay and I have a cousin that's 6'10". But it's been a minute since I've been around somebody that tall. So I looked up and I just kept looking up. Dude was dope. His handshake was way too strong, almost broke my hand. Took a selfie with us, and then randomly sat down and started DJing. There was a DJ there playing music, and he was like, Shaq, the guy was like, hey, you want to come and spin a record? And Shaq was like, cool. So he went up there and he started dropping beats, and it was dope. It was cool. He did not play any of his music. It was everybody else's music, but it was good.
And that's that's another thing. I would challenge him to a battle because I know he DJ'd before he rapped.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all know his story or anything, he was DJing in the college dorms at LSU before he started rapping. Yeah, and then come on now, then that first album, like that's still a classic of mine. Like it's still a classic to me.
Yeah, this is what's wild. So I told him this story in the brief like minute and a half that I got to talk to him. And so when the high school I went to in Houston, we had a guy that played, the same senior year as Shaq in high school, and they were both All-State. So, they had this guy's picture, the All-State team picture, I guess framed inside the basketball gym. Mm-hmm. And they would always say, that I guess by that time, I was in high school, knowing that. So Shaquille had been in the league maybe for a year or two. I don't know. Anyway, they're like, oh, that's Shaquille. And it's wild seeing him in his like senior year high school picture. He looked just as big and scary as he did when he was in the NBA. Dude was a beast. So I told him about that. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Even though that was years before me, he remembers that time, obviously. But yeah, it was dope. But yeah, Shaq would be cool. And yeah, that would be a good, final two to go up against each other. I don't know. I'm interested to see what everybody on your show, Dan, is going to call the finals. So,
like I said, y'all can be on the show or just please watch and get those votes in. We're doing the first 2 rounds because it's a loaded show. Plus, we got a guest on, this dude, my man, the Lisper. I think he goes by Lisper Livingston on TikTok and all that. He's got a podcast too, which it looks like it was done sparingly. It sounds like he does it on his own. But listen to the brother talk. He's a hilarious guy, and
Lisper.
I think he seems like a real funny and cool guy. So we invited him to be on. But again, we're trying to invite everybody on.
That's cool. That's cool.
We're trying to invite everybody on to make this a real fun, dope thing. So if y'all can't do this week, then we got the last 2 rounds next week. But all in all, come through and join, at least in the comments, to get y'all votes in. But like I said, y'all too, as I always invite y'all, are welcome to come on the camera if y'all got the time.
Are you sending that? Are you sending that StreamYard link, or are you sending a YouTube link or something like that?
No, I'm gonna send the StreamYard in a few minutes.
All right, send it over.
When we're almost done, I'll send the StreamYard link.
Okay.
because I got to
Send it
send it
over.
to everybody.
Yeah,
man.
All right, that's
But this
cool.
is
Yeah,
gonna be
definitely
good.
do that. Definitely do that. Let's see here. Jay, did you have any topic that you pulled from this week?
Before my internet crashed, I I wanted to get your thoughts on this. I know we talked about things like this selling in the past, but the rapper Lotto was trying to sell her used panties online on eBay for crazy amount of money, and apparently eBay say no, we're gonna pull this for like hygiene reasons or something. So I don't have the story in front of me. I don't know if you can look it up, but that's
Let me
all.
see.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna bring up.
let me pull it up. Yeah, and I have some, what do you want to call it? I have some
You,
firsthand experience
oh,
with
I thought you were gonna
with
say you selling something.
yeah, no. I have some firsthand experience with the company that pulled down the listing.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, and yeah, it's crazy because here we go. Um, Lotto, let's see here, $100. Okay, so she had $100,000 bid for a used song. So it started. It was her cheetah print panties, and the starting bid was 99 cents. And let's see here. I guess there were some people who poked fun at her for wearing the same underwear in two different pictures. So I guess it's wild though, because it's almost like you can't wear clothes multiple times if you're a celebrity. That's what
That's right.
I'm saying. But I mean, underwear, dog. Everybody wear that. Like most people probably wear the same lineup of underwear like every 10 days. Somewhere mixed up. Depending on how often you do your laundry or whatever it is. But apparently, she let's see, Lotto pulled out, or excuse me, she put up her listing on eBay after people were talking bad about her on Twitter. She had two different photos where she was wearing those underwear. So it said, "You can't afford some new panties," something like that. It says, "Oh no, it's the panty police." When she clapped back at him, and it's two distinct photos that she has where she's wearing this. So she said, somebody said, folks act like you can't wash clothes and wear them again. So there you go. Bruh, there's a pack of like 12 or more. You can just get on Amazon, and find some different, whatever it is. She decided to post them on eBay, and she started getting bids immediately. And then it got up to, here we go. It got up to $95,650 in bids before it was taken down by eBay due to the hygiene policy. And the hygiene policy states, used underwear is not allowed on site. Please report any listings you see in breach of the policy here. And then eBay, has that, and you can click that, and that's on eBay's terms of service or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, man, and somebody wrote a story, said, "Dad, why doesn't mommy live with us anymore?" And then the next one, it has the dad saying, "Because I spent $95,650 buying Lotto's panties." So the I don't know, man. It's wild to me because on sites like eBay, like Amazon, several Wish, you can find things that you can't find anywhere else. With that being said, you can, I'm sure, go to like dark websites or whatever it is to find a bunch of used clothes and underwear specifically, like used and unwashed.
Need dark web.
Yeah,
you don't need dark web. Erica Badu sold vagina scented incense.
Yeah.
Was it? Was it Scarlett Johansson, some other white woman?
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah. Sold a candle. The as she said, the pussy candle. Like, nah, you don't need no dark web stuff is for body parts and the real unmentionables.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drawers is drawers, and if you, I mean, shit, there's chicks trying to sell their drawers and stuff on what's the name? There's chicks on Instagram, on their freaking OnlyFans and things like that. So I mean, hey.
Draws is
like
draws.
somebody, I heard somebody else say this, but and I agreed with it. Just sell it off of your website.
Yeah.
And if somebody's dumb enough to pay thousands of dollars for a 5 for 20 pair of Victoria's Secret drawers, then that's on you, you dummy. You stupid. Like she said,
100%.
you can get a 5-pack on Amazon. Like there ain't gotta be no ball of drawers and nothing like that. They ain't
Right.
gotta, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Nah,
It-
that's
it-
wild.
It's like that woman that was selling her farts in a jar, man, on her website, making.
Dumbass. I remember that. I remember when y'all touched that topic too. And people, hey, no kink shaming. If that's you, do you. Or do you,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
you
do
like.
you,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Because they got some poop particles sitting in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
this
man.
is what's wild, man. So there's
That's
a
where the
couple of
sense of taste comes in.
yeah, for real. There you go. You can't if you get rid of it, you just have your sense of smell though. That would turn me off immediately.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say this though. This is the wild thing.
Oh, boy.
So we're talking about Lotto trying to sell her panties on eBay. I also recently saw 2 different listings on there that I was just like, why would people pay for this? Or I know why people list it because capitalism, but why would people pay for it, right? Why people buy? So down at Disney World, they decided to close Splash Mountain because they're changing the theme to the Princess and the Frog theme, right?
Mhm.
But before they close it, there's a lot of people who were trying to ride the ride. So people went on the ride with glass jars and scooped up water and jarred it up. And so they listed it and said Splash Mountain water for $20, $50, $100. There's one for like $1,000. People are selling Splash Mountain water. And I'm like, bruh.
No disrespect to y'all religious folks out there, but if people can sell holy water, sell Splash Mountain water. If people,
guess so.
if people could sell through the TV this healing water, and I know y'all Southern boys have seen them healing water commercials.
Oh yeah.
Sell me some Splash Mountain tap water. I'm not gonna be dumb enough to buy it, but somebody will.
That's true. There's always a sucker.
I'm selling Action Park scabs. Dumb stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Tony Hawk vertical ramp knee scrape dust.
No way.
You think of something stupid, there's people nowadays that will buy it.
Somebody will buy it. And speaking of that, so Tom Brady retired live the other day on, I don't know, whatever social media he retired.
For the second time.
And was that? Oh, my bad.
For the second time, I said.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he retired for the second time. So this guy who is I don't remember what you call these people, but if they look at a photo of a city, scape, whatever it is, or like they look at the block and the corner of the street that you're on without looking at the sign, it takes them like 20, 30 minutes to find that exact spot in the world on a map, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so apparently somebody, I can't remember what this guy's called, but somebody did that. He found the spot where Tom Brady was sitting in the sand on the beach. And so he went and scooped that up into a jar and he put it up on eBay. I think it was like $30,000 for Tom Brady retirement spot beach sand.
Tom Brady's butt sand. That's what that is.
I mean, come on, man. Who are these people? Like, why? I don't get it, man. It's wild. The problem is, there's always somebody who's going to believe it and buy it,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It's wild because they took a picture with the sand and they did like a picture comparison of where he was and where the jar was in front of, I guess on the beach. And then, like in the old days to prove it, they would have like a picture of a newspaper from that day or something like that.
Right.
So they had a photo of the newspaper. I don't know why on the sand there. So I was just like, the sad part is there's people bidding on this, to purchase it. And yeah, it's just wild, man. It's just wild. So there's just wild things that you can find that people will buy. But yeah, thankfully for eBay, they have this used, unwashed garment policy or whatever it is. But back in the day, you used to be able to just buy whatever you wanted, like all that stuff on there. So yeah, sell it on your own website though.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
Oh, that's dumb. I mean, if you're that gullible and you deserve whatever you get, Just straight up and down. If you are that gullible out there, like I said on somebody's TikTok live a couple weeks ago, like a celebrity has never made me or influenced me into buying a product that I wanted. A commercial can be like, oh, that's interesting, but then I'll have to still want it.
Mhm.
Just because your face was on it doesn't mean, oh yeah, I got to get that. Now, sneakers, we kind of, we correlate certain shoes to athletes. I get it.
Yeah.
But it's still the look of the shoe over
Right,
this
right.
except for Jordans, the jock riders of Jordan or
Mhm.
whatever. I could go on for days about that. I never
Yeah.
owned a pair of Jordans in my life, but
Yeah.
other than like a Jordan, like that, like there's no if you allow a person to influence you that hard, I mean that hey, you could be sold on anything. So like you said, man, lotto draws. Shouts out to you, Lotto. I think she's even, hey, they could be worth something. I believe she's on The Bachelor right now as like a host or
Oh, really?
something.
Okay.
Something like I seen her in a commercial. So hey, she making a name for herself. Them drawers are just gonna go up in price, and they're
That's
only
true.
gonna be valued by yourself. Because who's
Yeah.
gonna give a fuck about Lotto? Who's gonna care about Lotto in a few years?
Nobody.
And you
You
just got suckered out of $100,000 for a pair of
think
5 for
about
20
it.
Vicky drawers.
Think about it. And that and the policy on that website specifically is if you win the bid, you have to pay for it. Like it's tied to your card or something like that, like immediate payment. So yeah, you would be suckered immediately. That's wild. Yeah, man, it's too bad that Lotto, like it's too bad that she's not like a BBW, because just like Dan just called them Lotto draws, then that would be like a good play on word for like some really big underwear if they had Lotto draw. Like if it was like Lizzo or something like that,
Like a
but her name
whole
was
lot of
Lotto.
draws.
Yeah, you got a whole lot of draws. If you're a big person, you just got a wide backside. So that would be funny,
Hey,
but she's tiny, so or skinnier. So
Lizzo draw. I mind some Lizzo draws, but no comments on that. But I ain't buying them.
nah, I'm staying
We're
away
not
from
there
all
for
the
that.
booty particles. I'm staying away from all the booty particles. I'm good.
But see, again, shouts out to Trick Daddy to Eat a Booty Gang. This is where the sense of taste losing it comes into play.
Yes. Yes. So you can eat the groceries, eat the booty like groceries as much as you want.
It
And
still
you'll
gotta
never
look
taste
clean though. Still
Eat.
gotta look clean.
It better smell clean too, because your sense of smell gonna be there.
Exactly. You better not fart, B.
Bro, it's over. Oh, that's wild. Nah, man. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's weird.
I don't know. I just some of these things, it's just wild, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just for me, it's just people just doing stuff just to try to do stuff. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't understand it some of these times.
It's like this too. Like the NFT craze, as you've seen, has kind of died down. If she
Yeah.
did this and turned that image and or pair of drawers into an NFT, she might have been able to cake off bars right there. She might have been able to cake off a little differently if the NFT thing was still popping, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
Yeah.
I look at that not to segue like that, but I'm glad I didn't buy into that whole NFT craze. Like my boy tried to put us on. It was a little too convoluted with the whole wallet thing and all of that. And think about how many people now are out hundreds of thousands of dollars because they wanted to buy a freaking 8 picture that they'll have the rights to just use on anything because they own it. But it's like, okay, you like the 8. I mean, Jay, you're a digital artist.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, it's a freaking gorilla. It's a monkey on a picture.
Yep.
Anybody with art skills can draw a damn monkey.
Yeah.
So you just lost money on a monkey for what? For what?
I don't even know.
It's
Is it
dumb.
clout? What is it? Status clout? I don't even know, man.
I mean, there's a lot that went into it. I never bought into it. I always wanted to sell something, but it was just like way too much stuff
Likewise.
to even. there was way too much stuff to even try to navigate to figure out how to do it. So I just say screw it. But with the whole the monkey, the ape thing, I don't know if they're still doing, but there were like perks, if you will, if you bought those type of things like within that particular group. I don't know if they're still doing it, so I can't really comment on it. But at that time, whoever did invest in it, I guess they may have saw it as a little investment. But those who were paying like millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars, nah, man, that's just complete buffoonery,
Yeah,
and that's my point, is people can get conned and fooled into buying anything. So if you want to hit the lotto, just bars again, go ahead and buy them drawers.
I heard it.
If you want to win the lotto, go ahead and buy them drawers.
That's
Much
right.
success to her. I hope she does dupe somebody into buying her doo-doo stink.
Man. If she does, man, that's wild. But yeah, you know what? That's their loss. That's their loss.
Yeah.
Because what you gonna just encase them in a case and just pull them out every now and then, put your head in there, sniff, and close up.
Wash them, not even wash them, just put them on and feel pretty and do dance around the house or something, like
They got some sick people out.
Put them on display, man, for your grandkids. Just tell them, hey, back in 2023, I purchased a pair of lotto drawers.
Lotto, not even the sneakers lottos.
Yeah, exactly.
Not even the sneakers. Like, you hit the mega, granddad? No, I hit the lotto.
No. Yeah, exactly. The lotto. No, okay. So going away from somebody who is selling her lot of draws to somebody who is scoring a lot of points. Dan, since you're, one of the resident podcasts, guys that I definitely, respect your sports opinion, even though I don't for the Eagles, but that's a different topic. What do you think about LeBron James, right? Yeah. What do you think about LeBron James on the verge of breaking Kareem's scoring record? Are you, I don't know what you feel about LeBron James as like in the greatest of all time debate, but with him surpassing that scoring record when he does, will you think he's one of the best 3 of all time players, or will this just be the scoring title? Because that's pretty significant.
I had LeBron James over Michael Jordan a few years ago.
Yeah,
and I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how anybody wants to dispute me on it. Mm-hmm. I feel, though, yes, LeBron has lost in the finals, and I think numbers wise, LeBron has kind of done more than Jordan. Yes, you can kind of say the whole, Jordan took the year or two off, and and that's it. But he went 6 for 6 every time he went to the finals. LeBron made it to what, 9 in a row? Mm-hmm. That's a feat. He
made it to a lot of finals. Yeah.
8 or 9 in a row. Mm-hmm. In a row. Like that's equal to like what Tom Brady won 7, but and lost. He lost just to the Eagles and the Giants.
Yep.
So he made it to 9 Super Bowls. Imagine he could have had 9 Super Bowls. So imagine too, LeBron could have had 9 NBA championships, and that's still too short of Bill Russell.
Yeah.
But he's got what, 5, I think, right? 4 or 5? 5.
Yeah, he got like 4 or 5. Yeah, I can't remember.
You know what I'm saying? So the whole Jordan LeBron debate, I'll just get it out of the way. I think it's stupid because you have to look at the sport in generations. It's not just a one overall type of thing, even though with basketball people persist on doing it. So LeBron James is the greatest of the 2010s till now. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. All time, like I just kind of said, personally, me, the Knicks fan in me, puts anybody over Michael Jordan when they get the chance to.
That's what I was waiting for.
But no, Michael Jordan is his own great. He owns the 90s. Shaq and Kobe owns the 2000s. The 2010s till now, it's LeBron James's era. And records are made to be broken. So congratulations to LeBron when he does collapse that one. He does, I mean,
Mhm.
eclipse that one. He's
Mhm.
going to possibly come close to eclipsing the assist record, which is insane to think
That's
of
crazy.
as a,
Yeah.
you know, and there's a bunch of other more records, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then you
Yeah.
got to put into perspective too that this dude, like, he pretty much stayed. I mean, he had his couple injured years here and there, but
Mhm.
he stayed fairly healthy throughout
Yep.
his entire
Yeah.
career.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't take no breaks like Jordan did, and I said I wanted to stay away from it, but unfortunately, just for purposes of that point, I had to bring that comparison up.
Hmm.
He did not take no breaks,
Yeah. He didn't take a
straight
2 year
through,
break. Yeah.
Yep.
and he's going to end up. You know, this is going to be Ken Griffey Senior and Junior. Well, Bronny ain't no Ken Griffey Jr., but he's
Nah.
going to be playing in the league with his son eventually. I believe that's going to happen.
He might actually play with both of his sons. You know, both of his sons who are playing basketball. It's highly possible. You know, because looking at him, I mean, I haven't. I'm trying to think. Have I ever seen LeBron play in person? I don't believe I have.
Mm.
Maybe I did when he was with Cleveland the first time, but I can't remember off top. But I'll say this, man. Like watching him play, and like you said, hasn't been, you know, knock on wood, he hasn't been injured, you know, that like he hadn't had terrible injuries over the course of his career, stayed relatively healthy, you know, his body's strong, he's still running up and down the court and contributing, like, you know, he's a top scorer on the team always, you know,
Mhm.
so it's possible that he's not slowing down and he'll be there to play with or against both of his kids, which is just wild. It's absolutely wild. I give him props. I mean, I definitely personally, also as a kid who grew up as a Knicks fan, I will I believe that LeBron was a more complete player in a different type of NBA. Jordan would do well right now. He would be, you know, up there with all the guys who are at the top right now in this current NBA, right? But I think I think LeBron is a more complete player in this NBA. But if you put LeBron back in Jordan's NBA or Magic's NBA or Bill Russell's NBA, it might be different. You know, who knows? Who knows? They're just different athletes now.
Different eras.
100%.
Yep.
Different era.
And
Yeah.
that's the problem with that whole conversation and talk and argument. It's
Yeah.
people don't talk about it via errors. It's about errors. It's not
Mhm.
you know, if you have your quote unquote number one overall, that is your number one overall. That is
Yeah.
personal to you.
Mhm.
You can't expect. It's just like the same conversation with the, you know, people who do top 5 rap lists. Like,
Right.
that's you to you
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
subjective. Yes,
Yep.
Yeah.
we could put stats and all these things into play, but again, like my TikTok post this week when I just said where they tried to declare uh the 23 was Jordan Day. The
Mhm.
first image I put up was Jordan in a Wizards jersey because that happened.
Yes,
They
that's
It
true.
did.
the
It did.
Jordan super stands disregard that.
Mm-hmm.
He
They
was a
forgot.
wizard. He was a wizard. Michael
Oh
Jordan,
man.
his first what 7 to almost 7, 8 years was
Mm-hmm.
getting his ass kicked in the league, but they treat his career on some BCAD stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's
true.
no Michael Jordan's career started from 91 to 94 or 95, whatever, 94,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
and then that was it. And then it came back 96 to 98, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how they talk about it. And that's
That's
why
true.
I can't I hate and I can't have conversations with people like that. It's just like when people football,
Mm-hmm.
you bringing up rings. I get it when you trying to discuss people who won rings and stuff like that together, like,
Yeah.
but like I personally, I'm not taking Tom Brady over Peyton Manning.
Mm-hmm.
I think Peyton Manning is probably you could say the greatest regular season quarterback ever. But
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen nobody coach on the field while playing the way he did. Like I've
Mm-hmm.
never seen a quarterback with open reign to a playbook like he did.
Mm-hmm.
I've never Eagles bias. I might take a Randall Cunningham over him.
Okay.
Back before that, Dan Marino was one of the baddest men ever.
Mm-hmm.
Just didn't have the full set of equipment as far as the rest of the team to get over the hump.
That's true. That's true.
There's so many variables that you could put into play for that surpass rings. But hey, at the end of the day, you're in the game to win championships, and you still got to give them props for winning the championships they did.
Right.
But again, to put Jordan over, but he still hasn't caught Bill Russell.
Yeah,
he still hasn't caught Bill Russell.
That's true. He still never did, and Jordan probably won't as an executive either.
No. That's Charlotte's team. Good. Yikes.
Yeah. The best thing they got for him is LaMelo Ball's slime green shoes. That's about it. Wow.
That's funny.
Okay, one more thing, I guess, before we leave, because I know you got to get your show going here in a little bit. So one more thing before we leave. I'll preface this by saying I'm a Giants fan. Jay is a Saints fan. Normally, personally, I don't like anybody in the Giants division outside the Giants, obviously, but I hate the Cowboys more than I hate the Eagles and the Redskins because I grew up in Texas. I did not grow up in the Northeast. With that being said, normally I would root for the black quarterback in a Super Bowl or in a champion, like any situation like that. In this situation, we got two black quarterbacks.
Two of them.
And I know that people say that there was a fix and like there was a script to doing this, but I don't buy into that. I just want to know because I can't pick. It's hard for me to pick. I just want to know, Dan and Jay, before we get to Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, sir.
I already know who you're going to pick, Dan, but I just want to know what you think about the game and how you think it's going to go and how you think it's going to end.
All depends. A lot depends on Pat Mahomes' ankle because he did play the championship game with a high ankle sprain. Got 2 weeks to rest. Rest and practice, but realistically, it really banks on his offensive line, and he's going against the team who, at current state of the year, is up to 78 sacks. And we get a lot of those sacks with just pressure and forward, not blitzing much.
Yeah.
And we've been beating the piss out of offensive lines out there. Now, on this pod here, Jay's team is the only team that can say they beat my Eagles this year, and they did it when we had Gardner Minshew, but that's not an excuse. Gardner Minshew is still a professional quarterback. You get paid to play the game. You go out there to play to win. None of those excuses fly with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You play to win the game. And same thing with them 49ers, people out there trying to make excuses. Oh, all of a sudden Brock Purdy wasn't him. He went 7-0 until that point, but all of a sudden wasn't him.
Brock Purdy was him until he got his arm ripped off on the second play of the game.
Exactly.
So you know what? I will say this. To me, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. To me,
go ahead.
It seemed like the Eagles got obviously a walkthrough to the championship because they played my Giants, who are not on the same level of talent as the Eagles. It is what it is. I'll accept that. Congrats to them on that. Then they played the 49ers, which I will give y'all so much credit because your defensive end, Riddick, came around the corner and did what a defensive end is supposed to do and take the quarterback out. When I played, that was my job. He did that. And then they went against Josh Johnson. That was sad because, dude,
that's not our fault. That's not your
fault.
Freaking problem.
That's not your fault.
You said it. We did what we were supposed to do.
Yeah,
you're supposed to do that. Whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers' sister, mother, cousin, we're supposed to do that. It doesn't matter. That's what's supposed to.
Exactly. And frankly, it's up to the 49ers defense to stop y'all. So you know what? You did what you had to do. And I'm interested to see how it's going to go. But for me, I'm just happy to see two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. be two Big 12 quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. Because, yeah, Alabama can claim Jalen Hurts, but he didn't finish his career there. He wanted to leave because, you know, he felt disrespected and knew that Tua was going to start over him. So, you know what?
Look at perspective on that. Nick Saban bought Jalen Hurts, who at the time, and I already made my apology video on TikTok, so I don't really need to do it again. But at the time, I was a Jalen Hurts doubter. I thought that he didn't show me enough at the time that he would be a great pro. His first season in the league gave me some doubt. This season, I had to make an apology video and say I am sorry because you proved me wrong. And I'm not against admitting that I was wrong in a situation, especially like that. And I was wrong about Jalen.
Yeah,
but he got bumped in Alabama. But if you think about it, he got bumped in Alabama for the concussion king.
He got bumped for the new hotness. The new hotness.
He got bumped for concussion. He got bumped for Mr. Concussion.
That's true. That's true.
And side note, really, really honest with you, I think the NFL should take this man's career in the league's hands and force him to retire. Because you know, and I say that because, thank you. I say that because though you think about how the movie Concussion and how they doubted the doctor who came up with the diagnosis, and you think about when we place head injuries as a whole and as a people. This dude had, I think, 3 in this season. I think 2 to 3
within a couple games of each other.
And as they said, maybe like a week or so ago, was technically still in concussion protocol.
Wow. Isn't that wild, man? Yeah, no.
You got to.
It's not a good.
This is where you got to think about a person's life. Over the game and be like, nah, you know what? The Miami Dolphins need to step up and be like, you know what? We're gonna seek other options. You know what? Thank you for your service. We'll pay out some of your contract and as a thank you, but we'd rather see you live a productive life as a human being. Over everything.
Yeah. Especially with CTE and a lot of these former players, unfortunately, some of them killing themselves to try to get the research done. Yeah, you definitely want to stop before it's too late. The wild thing is Troy Aikman had, I don't know how many before they really truly cared. You know what I'm trying to say? And several other quarterbacks did too. So it's just so wild that that it is what it is. And at some point in time, as a player, you just got to think, okay, even though I love this game or whatever it is, you have to find a way to step back and say, all right, what's my life going to be after this game? Because I should have a whole lot more life after this playing career to live. And he could be a coach. He could do any number of things and still be involved. And I know it's hard as a competitor to say that this is my last day, but yeah, like you said, he got to do it at some point. Somebody got to tell him to stop.
Yeah, definitely.
But my bad. That kind of strayed way off of the picks. Of course, you know where I'm going. But to make it tough, though, to make this really tough is I almost was a Chiefs fan way back in the day. And I made this clear way before that first Super Bowl. Christian Okoye and Derek Thomas almost had me be a Chiefs fan way back then. So this ain't no flash in the pan. I always quietly rooted for them with Tony Gonzalez and even when Joe Montana went there and things like that, and Priest Holmes era, like I always quietly rooted for them. I'm rooting for them to lose today. I mean next week.
Next week,
too, because the Eagles are number 1. So of course not Eagles, but I'm just hoping for a defensively dominant performance from my team.
Yeah.
Shut down anything and everything that they think that the Chiefs can get off, and we'll be all right. Plus the Kelsey Bowl, like to see 2 brothers against each other in the Super Bowl, that's kind of dope.
That's very dope.
Yeah, that's nice.
Imagine being a parent. Imagine being a parent and both of your kids get to the pinnacle of the sport, and you get to wear that half and half jersey. That's dope.
like the Currys.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
Currys
yeah,
do. Yeah, just like that. I mean, like JJ Watt's mom, and family or mom has done, I guess, when they played, when they both played, but obviously neither of them made to the championship, the Super Bowl. So yeah, man, that's dope. I knew you were gonna pick Philadelphia though. Even though you live in New
Yeah, it's a
York,
no-brainer.
it's all right.
No
yeah,
brainer.
yeah.
What about you, Jay?
You
Man, no, man, I'm going Philly as well.
Mhm.
I'm hoping it's a tight game.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to that Rihanna halftime show.
Yeah.
So I have
Okay.
no dog in this fight, man. So
Yeah.
I am going for Philly though.
Yeah.
if
That's
if
cool.
there's anything I care the least about, it's always halftime. For real.
Nah,
Even when it was Dr. Dre, like I didn't care. I don't
yeah,
halftime in me is perfect time to turn the TV off.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
You
just
got
I just
Turn
want
the
to
TV
see it.
off, walk away, go to the bathroom, go do
go get
something
some more
else.
food. Yeah, yeah.
I just
Anything,
want
anything
I
but watch.
I just want to see the post baby thickness. That's it. Other than that, I'm good.
Yeah,
Hey, we all
that's
have our
good.
vices.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I personally, that's right. I personally hope that it's a high scoring game. I hope the final score is like 41-40. I really do. And the last touchdown, the winning points are scored with the touchdown, like within the last drive of the game. I don't want no field goal to win the Super Bowl. I'm trying to see a touchdown win it because I believe that's the ultimate way to go out. But I want to see I want to see some points. I want to see a defensive struggle where it's like 12-8. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. But either way, whatever the
As long
case
as we
is,
score 30 something, I'm good because that's what we've been putting up on everybody all year. 30
yeah.
Yeah.
plus
Oh
a
yeah.
game.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Y'all got a great team. Both teams are great. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good Super Bowl. But hey, Dan, thank you so much for
Yes.
reaching out and joining us.
Thank you, sir.
I know I won't be able to join your show, but I'm gonna at least live, but I'm gonna try to join it. Listening in, so I can send in
Comments.
my
Yeah.
comments or whatever.
All
But
right,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
man,
then
thank you
just
so
follow
much.
the YouTube.
Yeah, for
Just
sure.
go to the YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much. Tell us where we can find you and your people.
You could look us up on the link tree at the Start Five Podcast. That's where everything is. You can follow me on TikTok at Dan DeMayor. I changed it from the Start Five Podcast a while back. I might have to just make a Start Five Podcast page, but I don't know about that because the grind to just get to 2,000 followers was hard enough on my own. And I realized for some reason my podcast content wasn't doing great on TikTok. So, but I throw sprinkles up here and there. Instagram at the starting five underscore podcast. The Facebook group is still active. I ain't there, but if you want to get in, TJ, JP, Jamal, or O will let you in. And yeah, check us out in another 25 minutes or so on our YouTube and Twitch. We're about to be live. Best Bad Black Movie Tournament. It's going to be some fun. We're doing the first two rounds. Shout outs to y'all again for the impromptu invite. It's like I
Yeah.
said, I was
Anytime.
reaching out to just make sure y'all were on this week because I
Yeah.
know it could be sporadic with y'all, but y'all were on. So, and y'all
Are you doing
invited me,
it?
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah. Are you doing the show next week pregame?
Absolutely. Just
All right.
it's before the I mean, hey, if
For the
people
Super Bowl,
don't want to be on the show, then that's up to y'all. But it's
yeah.
hours before the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I
And I'm
might join
purposely
next
doing
week.
our Super Bowl picks. I would purposely
Yeah.
do our Super Bowl picks that week. But next week will be the finale of the tournament. So
Yeah. I might join it next week. Just because I'll probably be cooking Super Bowl food. So that's
sounds
dope.
good.
Well,
So
thank you
I'm
very
gonna
much.
bounce now
Yeah.
before I
We'll
know
holler
y'all
at you
closing
later.
anyway, but I'm out.
We'll
All
holler at
right,
you
man.
later. Thank you. And
Have a
Jay,
good one.
why
Yes, sir.
don't you tell the people how to black out with
I
us?
Blackout with us, people. Twitter, Instagram, #, Blackout Pod. Check us out on your favorite streaming app. You could catch us on YouTube Sunday mornings. You could chime in and maybe we'll bring you on the show. Who knows?
Yes.
Definitely email us. topics, #blackoutpod@gmail.com, or you can just call us 385-3BLAKPC or 385-325-2572. Definitely get some hooks. You might be right on the edge of getting it for Super Bowl.
Oh, if this episode come out immediately, then yeah, they'll have. Yeah, you know, we send with it. We can ship overnight. It's a little more expensive, but we can ship within 2 days. So
there you go.
You good?
There you go. All right. Well, there you have it. 242.
Yeah.
Yeah, 242.
42.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Y'all have a great one. Y'all, go ahead, go out and find you some underwears to purchase online. And good luck with that.
Because draws is draws. I like
draws
that.
is draws. And I'm blacking out. Peace.
Blacking out, people. Peace. Oh, man.